What do you think, demon?
Lucius swam a few feet away from the surface so he could look his friends in the eyes.
I think you are my king, and I will always follow your command,
Demon said.
No one blames you for what happened. We all had stopped going to Poseidon's temples. The god punished all of us, not just you. You do not have to do this. The kingdom needs you. And who is to say that if we were allowed to return to the world of sunlight, we would want it? We have been under for so long, centuries upon centuries. Have we stopped to consider that perhaps we only yearn for the surface because that's what we've been thinking about since being cast down? What happens if we go up? Will we turn back? Will we begin to yearn for life in the ocean? For the isolation of Atlantes? I don't think it's worth the risk. After so long, Atlantes is home. We have been there longer than we were on the surface. Maybe it's time to accept it. Let us go home, my king. You have no sins to atone for,
Brutus asserted.
I have always appreciated your fine counsel.
The king clasped his friends on their shoulders and squeezed.
Thank you.
King Lucius had made up his mind. It was time.
Surface slowly,
Brutus instructed.
And don't stay up long. Hold your breath and let the air in slowly,
Demon added.
And be careful. I feel vibrations on the water. There is a boat nearby.
King Lucius would not let the fear stop him. That he could still be afraid after so long meant something, and he held on to that emotion. He moved his tail slowly, easing his way toward the surface light. He focused on it, watching as it danced on his skin. When he was within touching distance, he grazed his fingers along the bottom edge. He poked a finger out and waited. When it didn't burn, he pushed a hand. He waited for the flames that didn't come. Lucius tilted his face down and closed his eyes as he pushed the back of his head out of the water. He inched higher until finally he turned his face upward. The air was warm compared to the ocean. Lucius held his breath and slowly opened his eyes. He blinked a couple of times as his vision adjusted. His eyes stung, but they did not burn in his head. He felt Brutus and Demon below him, felt a hand brush his tail.
My king?
Demon asked.
Should we pull him down?
Brutus asked.
I'm well,
Lucius managed to tell them. He wanted to thank them for their friendship, for being there with him. He wanted to say so many things, but knew those words were not necessary. A boat caught his attention. The faint sound of strange music came from it as it neared. He opened his mouth, letting the air touch his tongue without breathing in. His mouth tingled, prickling like tiny needles being jabbed into his gums. Still, he did not burn. Movement by the boat drew his notice, and he saw a flailing red missile fall from the deck. He focused his vision as it hit the water, sending a vibration over his sensitive skin. A woman? The king gasped, realizing a woman had fallen into the water. The air filled his lungs at the involuntary reflex. He dove under, blowing bubbles from his mouth as he swam to save her. The twins came up behind him.
What is it?
Brutus called.
Are you injured?
Demon asked.
Does it burn? I saw something.
The king darted through the water toward the ship. He dove deeper when he didn't see anyone kicking at the surface.
In the water.
Just then, a large block passed by him, seemingly coming out of nowhere as it traveled to the bottom of the abyss. The glint of a shiny cord caught his attention, and then a leg. Out of instinct, he reached out, catching the human body before it sank past him. The heavy weight dragged him down with the person, and he was forced to thrust his tail to counter the pull. The smell of blood in the water was unmistakable. It mingled with the seaweed-like drift of the mortal's long blonde hair. It was a woman.